Hi and welcome, Pisces. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. And this is going to be a reading for Pisces. You can have Pisces in one of your big three or not at all. The reading may still resonate. We are doing a mid-year check-in and a look ahead at the next 6 months. I have posted a few of the other signs already if you want to check that out. I specifically felt like using the archetypes cards today. I'm having a hard time speaking. I am not feeling so great. We have had geomagnetic storms and a lot of solar flares in the last week, and my body is feeling the effects, but I still feel like doing reading. Okay, so let's see, Pisces, what is your energy? What is the energy for whoever might come across this video? What is the energy for Pisces right now? What do you need to know? Ooh, that one popped right out. And it came out sideways. The scribe. Light attribute is preserving knowledge and information. Shadow attribute, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that you should be documenting something. There's something that you need to be writing down. This will clarify as we go along, but it's possible that you might need to journal. Just journal your emotions. It's a good practice to have. It's a good way to reflect and understand what we are feeling and experiencing. I also feel like you might have a lot of wisdom on something that you should document and share in some way. Now, in this card, she's using a, what do you call this, a quill or feather, some, back in the day, old school writing materials. But this can be, you could be blogging or vlogging or writing a book or something. Making videos, you should be recording or writing something. Let's get one more from this deck. Please make the messages clear for Pisces. Please make the messages clear for Pisces. What is this energy that they are in? This deck doesn't always shuffle very well. That's a lot. Please make the messages clear for Pisces. That one. Okay, this one did come out in the reverse. The Seeker. Light attribute is thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Shadow attribute is inability to commit to a path one time. Now, this one did come out in the reverse. And all these archetypes is not black and white. I don't think anything in life is ever black and white. These archetypes help us to understand personalities, psyches. Light attributes can be really, on the far extent of the spectrum, or it could be in between. The same with the dark attribute, where something can be super toxic, or it can just be again in the middle. It's just something that you might not be aware of, or something you can adjust about your attitude, or be aware of, not to let it become something bad if it is a shadow attribute, right? There's a spectrum. It can fall anywhere, and there's lots of people watching this. So I feel like Pisces energy can be very dreamy, and I think Pisces people can tend to want to do a lot of big things or be very creative and intuitive, but it's a water sign, and it might not, depending on the rest of your chart, Pisces people might not be grounded enough to actually materialize things or have enough fire energy to stay motivated or get inspired, right? And again, this is a spectrum. It's not the same for everybody. Use your discernment, if this is for you and how much of it. But I feel like maybe you are in a phase of your life where it's difficult to commit to one path. Like you might be wandering in the desert, metaphorically, and this is not a bad thing, right? It's only bad if we forever get lost and die and perish in the desert here. And again, this book is one of my favorite books of all time. And for some reason, it's been on my desk recently. I've read it so many times. And again, there's a part in The Alchemist about being in the desert. And that part was very significant, as was every part of his journey. But in the desert, he found an oasis. And I don't want to spoil the book. But there was something very significant that happened there in the desert. So, you can find an oasis in the desert. You can go off into the desert by yourself and find God, find yourself, find the true meaning of life, find gratitude again. Sometimes we need to go off into the desert because where we are, we're distracted, or we feel obligated with all the responsibilities and the expectations that are placed on us. So you might feel like you're in a desert phase right now and you can't commit to a path because there is no path. So it might not be a bad thing in the sense that you are non-committal. It might be that you may need to let your heart wander, but let your mind learn new things and try new things and open up your mind, connect deeper to yourself in some way. Again, this is a general reading. So you may feel like you're lost, but it's not a bad thing. Those who are lost can be found or will find what they are looking for if you open up yourself to it and not let it stress you out. I mean, he could be there in the desert panicking that he's lost, or he can let the stars guide him at night and rest during the day. Yeah. I wanted to check the bottom of the deck energy, but there is no bottom of the deck energy. This is one of those empty cards in the deck. This might be significant as well, that it's almost like you get to wipe the slate clean. A lot of people don't always get that opportunity in life where, you might meet the love of your life at 18 and then you get married and then your path is set, right? Which is not a bad thing or a good thing. And then later on in life, you might wonder what it would have been like if you had met that person later and you had the opportunity to travel, because now you've got children and your path is just set. There's no way to go from there. Or you wanted to go in a specific career path and it was amazing and fulfilling. It doesn't have to be that it was bad and now you want to change career paths. It could be like you've done everything you could possibly do in that field and you were happy and you were successful. But does that mean because you were a successful doctor that you can't change your life completely and become an artist of some sort? I feel like we have a lot more freedom in this time than we realize that we do. In this life, it feels like you can live many lives and have many different things happen if you want that. I do want to pull some tarot, but I'm just trying to decide which deck. This one. Actually, nope. I'm being told this one, the good tarot. So tell us a bit more about Pisces. So if you're metaphorically traveling, you are exploring, say you have the opportunity now, your kids are grown and You have a lot more freedom, and you don't know where your life is going, but now you can take up a pottery class, and you've started doing belly dancing, or you want to move to another country or whatever, go on a pilgrimage, right? You should be documenting that. Even if you're not physically moving and physically doing new things, in some way you're learning new things and you need to be documenting it. Okay, I'm gonna reshuffle because I wanted to ask about the next 6 months for Pisces. That's also significant. You should probably write down the things that you want, set intentions, be as specific or non-specific as you want, and don't be afraid to be specific. If you want a very specific thing to manifest in your life, like you want a new relationship, you can script. You want the person to be funny, you want the person to be able to cook, someone who likes the outdoors because you like the outdoors. It can be personality traits or physical traits or whatever. If you want to script and set intentions, do that and be as specific as you like. You'd be surprised how this can actually manifest by doing that. Next 6 months for Pisces, please. What would be coming up for Pisces in the next 6 months? King of Air. That can be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Next 6 months, make it clear for Pisces. 7 of Earth. One more, please, for Pisces. Okay, we have 2. So, this is a Pisces reading. So, this air sign might be someone else in your life. We have 2 kings now, a king of earth and a king of air. Again, you might not be a Pisces that's watching this, but you just found the reading and it's called to you. So you could either be an air sign or an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Or, like I was saying in the beginning, Pisces is a water sign, and they can be emotional and psychic and intuitive and dreamy, and you might be tapping into or activating your air energy and your earth energy, but in a masculine sense. So you might actually be able to manifest things. When you come out of this desert, I feel like you're going to have a lot of wisdom and you're going to feel really grounded. And the things that you've been investing in, 7 of Earth for me feels like investing time, energy, or resources, money, into your attention into something, and then patiently waiting for it to grow and taking care of it as it grows. 6 of Water. This can be something. 6 of Cups can be a nostalgic energy. Like this could be a childhood dream that you've been nurturing. Like maybe while you're in this period of your life where there's a dry spell, say it's emotionally a dry spell, you don't have any relationships that you feel are meaningful in your life, right? Or it can be a financial dry spell, or it could just be that you feel lost mentally which way to go, right? While you're having this, I feel like you're going to gain so much clarity on how to actually be successful, be stable, be grounded. And this, I feel like it has something to do with something related to your childhood. Like you might finally find the courage while drifting off in your desert, physically, metaphorically, find the courage to make those childhood dreams come true, whether that's career-wise or you've always dreamed of being a parent and you never thought it would happen because you're already 36 and you haven't met someone. But you never actually put yourself out there. Or you overcome childhood trauma that maybe you never witnessed healthy relationships, so you have subconscious beliefs about relationships or fears about relationships, and while you're off in this desert, you find the courage, you journal about it, you write about it, you find a way to get past it, so that you can actually make your inner child happy and have that love of your life, or the family that you wanted, or the child that you wanted, or become the thing that you wanted to be when you were younger. Or even if you don't know what that is, like, your higher self does know. And maybe taking you off into the desert is getting away from the family, the parents, the friends, the society that makes us believe we need to be one thing. You can't be a dreamer, you can't dream big, these things are impossible. And when you're by yourself, you hear your own inner voice and God's voice, and then you come back with clarity and you're able to make this happen. Messenger of water. Oh, this is exciting, Pisces. This feels like look out for messages in nature, either from animals or from, stargazing or watching the clouds, or just being outside in nature and getting messages. You might find that in the next 6 months you get a pet, and this pet is actually a spirit animal, or you might be connecting with a spirit guide, or elephants might become significant to you. You get a tattoo, or you just see, you go on safari and you see it somewhere, or you just see pictures of it everywhere. There's something about that there for you. Again, this is general. Personal readings is much easier to get specifics. Cards are so mixed up. Well, this deck is. Okay, guidance for Pisces for the next 6 months, please. That's too many. And I'm gonna have a delivery soon, so let's need to wrap this up. Guidance for Pisces. You are good enough. I feel like you're working through some inner childhood stuff about self-worth, something around your heart chakra. Full moon in Virgo. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. This is also related to family and home. So definitely childhood stuff being healed here. You need to know that while you're off in the desert, or you are, confused about life, or things have been a dry spell, that you and your loved ones are going to be safe in whichever way. And that even if you're not being productive or you're not meeting expectations, that you are still good enough. And this again is something that you might have to go through to overcome these inner blocks that you have. One more from I think this is the Work Your Light Oracle deck, please, for Pisces for the next 6 months. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. I feel like you're going to create your own oasis in this next 6 months, or after this dry spell, this being in the desert. And it is also linked to this. Documenting your process in some way is going to be super helpful. But you're going to create the life that you want to do. And it's already happening. If you needed to hear that, even while it looks like nothing is happening, it's already happening. This is part of the process. Read The Alchemist if you haven't. I love this book. I could read it 1,000 times over and over again. It might give you inspiration on writing. And again, this can be for yourself, for your own reflection and purging and, figuring stuff out, or this can be to help others in some way. But just know that even when you feel lost in the desert, when things are not looking great, there could be an oasis right around the corner. And don't be deterred. You might get heat stroke in the desert and feel what is the word? See mirages, or if you're alone like that, you might start feeling a little bit crazy, or like you're not okay, or find the sun. Find the sun, which is God. Find the thing that lights you up. Find the joy. Find your inner child. Find happiness. And again, this is obviously metaphorical in some way. You don't have to be on this journey for 6 years or 6 months. Like, if you are called to be in this space in your life, like most of the time you might need to be alone and going through your stuff, but it's okay to call up a friend. And it's okay to, pull yourself out of there if it feels like it's too much, and go spend some time with family, or if it's a very deeply spiritual journey for you, it's okay to just watch something silly for a while, or step away from your rituals and practices if you're the person that really goes deep into whatever you're doing. It's okay to let your hair down. It's okay to not be okay. I'm watching that movie, Am I Okay? It might be significant for someone as well. Even when you're not okay, that's okay. I think someone needs to hear that. And even when things are going wrong, that doesn't mean that you're not still headed in the right direction. So Pisces, this is your reading. I hope it was helpful. If it has been, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know how it resonates. If you would like a personal reading, the details are in the description box. And I hope to see you again in another video.